Paint pouring is a great way to add a bold and beautiful accent to an otherwise unloved or tired piece of furniture. A simple technique that doesn't require any experience and produces beautiful bespoke designs each time, paint pouring has lots of room for creativity and can quickly transform your interior decor. Not just for coffee tables, you can paint pour on most flat and clean surfaces, including wood, paper and glass. In this video, Carla, a keen home renovator and landscape gardener, is going to show you a range of ideas and techniques you can use to paint pour a coffee table. The materials for this project are all available from Wickes and will take a DIYer with moderate skill approximately 1 hour to complete. To account for paint drying times, we recommend allowing a minimum of 72 hours to complete this project, and up to 4 weeks for a solid cure. Look out for this icon during the video for our DIY top tips. Find the complete tools and materials at the end of this video or visit the Ideas and Advice Hub at wickes.co.uk for a step-by-step guide and more inspiration. Successful paint pouring is made in the preparation. The surface of your project needs to be as smooth as possible, so we recommend putting in a little extra time up front for the best results. Our coffee table was in good condition, but you may need to sand, fill and prime your project to repair any deep scratches or dents. Give everything a good clean to remove any dust, dirt and grime. Then remove any detachable fixtures and fittings such as drawers, legs or a base. If there are any elements that you can't remove and want to protect, use thick, good quality decorating tape. Paint pouring can be a messy job, so it's a good idea to wear gloves and old clothing while you work. To allow the paint to spread and water fall off the edges freely, your project will need to be elevated during the pour and while it's drying. To protect your working space and make cleaning up easier, we recommend that you use plastic sheeting, dust sheets or bin bags. The beauty of this project is in the experimentation, as there is no one right way to pour paint. There are many pouring techniques you can try for different looks, so we recommend having a look online and at our step-by-step guide before you begin this project. It's also a good idea to have a practice run to experiment with methods and see how the paints combine. We practiced on a coaster, but you could also use a small piece of wood. Once you've decided on the method you're going to try, select 2 or more colours to work with. We think bright and bold colours work best, but the choice is yours. Once you have good ventilation in your working space, open your tins. Give the paint a really good stir and if needed add some paint extender to thin the consistency. We used leftover oil-based gloss paints for a colourful and durable high shine. However, water-based paints also work well. If you use water-based paints, try adding a lubricant to the mix such as silicone, rubbing alcohol or water to help create interesting patterns and cell formations. Arrange your cups or containers on your workbench and begin by layering the first cup. As a general rule, the first colour you add will be the last to pour and therefore the boldest, so layer each cup a little at a time in different orders for a range of effects. We filled our cups about halfway, but it's always better to have a little more than not enough to work with. Now it's time to begin the pour. Whichever method you use, you'll need to work quickly. We decided to pour our paint using the flip cup method. Placing the cups quickly upside down allows the paint to pool and settle at the rim for a fast spread when the cup is removed. If you use the flip method, don't worry if any paint escapes as you turn them, as this will only add to the charm. After a minute or so, we quickly removed 2 of the cups so the paint layers rush to spread, creating swirling colour, and the other 2 by dragging them to the edge of the table to create a block of intense colour. Once you've poured the paint or removed the cups, it's time to begin the tilting and spreading. Gently tilt in one direction, rotating your project as the paint pools from the edges to create an even spread. Now, place your project back on its support. At this stage, you may decide to go back in with more paint pouring to add another dimension, break up any block colour or cover any areas that have light finger marks. When you're happy with the finish, leave your project to dry in a well-ventilated space. The paint will be touch dry and tacky after a couple of days, but we recommend leaving the piece for several weeks for a really solid cure. Once you're satisfied that your paint pour is completely dry, it's time to think about optional finishes and reattaching any features and fittings. Using gloves, carefully move your project onto a flat surface that's covered with clean towels or sheets. This soft surface will help prevent the pour from getting any indentations. If the piece is low in height, it's probably not necessary to finish the underside, but the choice is yours. We ran a blade around the edge of the tabletop to remove any large lumps or areas of paint that had waterfalled over the sides. Then, using a small brush to carefully line the edges, we gave the underside a thin coat of black interior paint and left it to dry. Once dry, we reattached the base. Depending on the type of paint you use, it's a good idea to apply a couple of coats of finishing lacquer or varnish for added durability and shine. This will need a couple of days to dry, but will increase the longevity of your project. Your statement paint poured project is now ready to be proudly displayed and is sure to be a talking point in your home. A fun and creative technique to practice, try renovating kitchen stools, coasters, canvases and even ornaments with different colours, methods and paint pouring finishes. Subscribe to our social channels and share your #WithWickes projects with us. And for more inspiration, ideas and advice, visit Wickes online and in store.